Alright, so where did we leave off? Oh yes, he was great as the bearded samurai. That too, yes. He's shown the brightest back in the day. Make, Making a star like him play the evil magistrate, it's a disgrace, I tell you. Hammer took it pretty hard, and who can blame him? Okay, what's your reason for suspicion? This guard station is in a central position. No matter where you go here, you pass by my station first. Now poor Hammer, he went to the studio just before 1. The murder happened right around 2:30, see? The only one I seen go through here between 1 and 2:30 was Powers himself. Security camera got a good look at him too. If he's not the one who did it, I don't know who is. Maybe it was you. Let's see. Good one, Sunny. She thinks I was joking. Oh, we can go to the employee area now. October 16th, Global Studios employee area. Nick, this is where they do all the behind the scenes stuff. Hey look, there's Power's dressing room. No one's here this soon, after the murder I guess. Let's take a look around. What's this? The metal grate on the drain here has been taken off. That's a pretty big drain. A kid could fit through here, or fit through there, I bet. Yeah, if you snuck in that way, you wouldn't have to pay at the gate. Well, if you want to leave that way, be my guest. Right? Oh, hey, I'm not a kid. Okay. There's food here. The remains of yesterday's lunch are scattered around. Everyone was probably too shocked to clean up. There's a T-bone on one of the plates, minus the steak. T-bone steak, that would have hit the spot. You just had a burger. Yeah, but I have a second stomach just for steaks. Okay. The door to the dressing room is not locked. Okay, let's go in then. Hey Nick, let's take a look inside. Maybe we can find something as a souvenir. What do you mean, find? You never know, there might be something like the samurai spear. We don't need a spear. That's the murder weapon, for crying out loud. Are we able to move in there now? Yeah, we are. Power's dressing room. So this is where he was sleeping. Or at least this is where he claims he was sleeping. No one actually saw him taking a nap here, did they? Right, and there's a picture of him near the crime scene. I hope he's telling the truth, for his sake. Let's examine. What's in this bag? This must be Power's bag. Hey, don't open that. Look, an employee keycard. That must be Power's. It says Studio 1. Let's take it, Nick. Borrow it, you mean borrow. Card key added to the court record, okay. Do you have anything else in there? I wonder what else is inside Power's bag. Stop that, my partner, the thief in training. That's just, I don't see any, like, sketchy thing here. And they're still doing yard work out there. Goodness. Okay. Nothing out of the ordinary here, so we're just gonna go back to the main gate. Let's head to Studio 1. Should be able to go in here. Entrance to Studio 1. This is the studio where they found Jack Hammer's body. Let's go in and check it out, Nick. I wonder if this keycard we borrowed from the dressing room will work. It opened. Alright, we're in. She's way too happy for someone visiting a crime scene. October, it's still the same day or whatever, just Studio 1. What is it? You're real quiet all of a sudden. Doesn't it give you the shivers, Nick? That white tape, it's so real. Well, the evil magistrate did die here, and the steel samurai killed him. The murder weapon was the samurai spear. Sounds pretty real to me. Looks like... Oh, no, wait. Oh, I'm guessing that's just his costume there. It looked like he was holding something. The outline where Jackhammer's body lay with tape. His body was found still inside the evil magistrate costume. I guess that's why the head part looks like a helmet. Funny, I expected a spear stabbing would leave at least a few bloodstains. I guess the costume must have absorbed most of it. That is true. Now that you pointed that out. What's in this bag? I can't even search that bag. Okay. What's over here? Hey, look! That's the chair the director sits in. I always wanted to sit in one of these. Hey Nick, take a look at that. One of those black and white boards they clap at the start of filming. And look, a megaphone, a real live megaphone. You ready, Nick? Action! This girl is more trouble than I thought. Not really much help here, honestly. Wow, look at the camera. That must cost a ton. Yeah, so don't touch it. Whoa, it's heavier than I thought. Hey you! No touching that! Oh, I'm sorry, my partner is kind of, you know. You know? No, I don't know. Who are you? Who, me? I'm an assistant here. I help with props and stuff, moving them around, ordering new ones, etc. We're lawyers representing Mr. Real Powers. Oh, you're WP's people. WP? Oh, Will Powers. WP, I get it. I don't envy you guys one bit, but do what you can for WP, okay? He never hurt a fly. He has to be innocent. Don't worry, leave it to us. Yeah, let's talk to this person. Day of the crime. Could you tell me anything about the day of the murder? Yes, I was in the studio the whole day. I was the only assistant on staff that day, you see. Only one assistant? Yes, well, the studio isn't doing so well right now. Yesterday was only rehearsal for our action sequences. Oh, I see. In the morning, we went through the action sequences in the employee area. WP and Hammer were there along with everyone else. Employee area, that's where Power's dressing room is, right? Yes, that's the place. After eating lunch there, Mr. Hammer went to Studio 1. Then I saw WP go into his dressing room. Okay, so we do have a witness to his alibi. But I didn't see either of them after that. Okay, so he did go to his dressing room. She just confirmed that. Did you know that Mr. Powers was sleeping in his room? No, I wouldn't go in there unless I had some urgent message for him. I mean, it's his private... What kind of a girl do you think I am? What kind? No, I'm sure you're a fine girl. I'm sorry. So much for getting to confirm. I mean, she did say that he went in there, so I'm pretty sure that confirms it. What do we do, Nick? We haven't found anything. If WP was the only one who came to the studio, then he has to be the killer. They even have a photograph. Sorry, I know you're busy. Not really. Actually, there's been something bothering me. Aha! That's what I'm talking about. A clue, a lead. Well, I don't know about that, but that day just after noon, I sensed someone was here. You sensed? Yes, several times. Some other studio employees, maybe. No, I don't think so. The only thing we had scheduled was an action scene run through. I was the only assistant here that day. I have a feeling it was someone from outside. Really? Oh wait, if someone had come in here, wouldn't that security lady have noticed them? Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, I don't have any better information than that. No, thanks. That helps us a lot. Anything helps. Let's go put that security lady on the spot. I feel like I have a good idea who she's talking. Well, not who she's talking about, but what she means. That little grate we saw at the employee area. I feel like they said a kid could break it, like sneak in, so I guess a kid did. What, you're still here? Really? You look as though you've seen a ghost. What? I saw that suspicious look on your face. I wanted to ask you again about yesterday. You came here at 1 p.m., correct? And the estimated time of Hammer's death was 2:30. Are you sure that Powers was the only one to go through here between those times? Sure as can be. But we have a witness who thinks there was someone from outside here that day. What? Are you absolutely sure you were here watching the whole time? Ma'am? Who was it? Who told you that? Who dares questions me? Alright, you better tell me quick. And tell me. Alright, you better tell me and tell me quick. Oh boy. He's mad. Someone's been complaining about the work I do, eh? We were just talking to the assistant. Oh, nice job, Maya. Just threw under the bus. Her! She's not even a full-time employee. All of you youngins are like that nowadays. She left. Well, Nick, this is our chance to do what we can without her looking over our shoulders. Yeah, we can finally check the computer. The computer that runs the studio. Nick, maybe we can see that photo of Powers with this computer. Yeah, maybe. Should I try the computer? Try it, yeah. Okay, let's give it a try. You know how to work these things, Nick. Looks like I just have to enter in a few numbers. Let's see. First, I need the day of the murder. It looks like the camera turned on at 1 p.m. that day. That was when the security lady arrived at the guard station. Please enter the number of the security camera. You gotta be kidding me. I don't think I examined that right. Flip a coin. Well, these two, they're just like kind of reverse. Let's go with this one first. There, entered. Okay. Yeah, we probably should. This camera. Up here, I never examined this camera. Hey, there's a camera here. That's the security camera. It takes photos of people going to the studio. All you have to do is look at the data, and you can see who went where. There's a number plate. Oh, okay, so that one. That must be the correct camera ID. Here. Examine. Try it. Oh, it's 307. Hey, it printed out the data for that day. Let's see what we got. I mean, that doesn't really prove that Will Powers is guilty. Huh? How is this a picture of Will Powers? Yeah, it's just someone wearing a suit. It couldn't be him. His alibi still kind of works for him. Well, he is the one who always wears that suit. I guess that's why the security lady thought it was him. I don't imagine the detective was very happy with this photo as evidence. Something's printed on the back. October 15th, 2 p.m. Photo number 2. What does that mean? Maybe there's more photo data from that day. Nope, that's the only one in the computer. Powers? But there was another photo taken. Hey Nick. Can we use this photo as evidence for the trial? Yeah. that security lady in her place with this. Right, we'll put her in her place. Hey, that's what I said. Anyway, let's show her this photo and see what she says. Wait, let's not. Why not? It's never a good idea to reveal your hand to the enemy too soon. Nick, you're craftier than I gave you credit for. Why, you could be the next evil magistrate. Hey, why do I have to be the villain? Relax, it was just a joke. So, are we done for today? I think this photo is what we needed for the trial. Still, it'd be better if we had some idea who the real killer was. Maybe it really is that security lady. Really already? To be continued? Is it gonna give me an option to save? Yes, it is actually. Yes, I want to save my progress. I would like to save over these. Alright, perfect. Wait, are we actually already at the courtroom? Wow! Alright. So, I'm gonna pause it here. When we come back, we're gonna finish up the little trial for the Steel Samurai. Or, I don't know if this is gonna... Actually, you know what? Let's just do it now. Oh my gosh. How does it... Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Prosecution will show the court that at 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio One of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this heinous crime. Evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to some testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well. I call a most familiar face, Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Okay. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of their action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studios was here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station there is a gate, see? Past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is the scene of the murder where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All the production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear found lodged in the victim's chest was a murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to the whole thing again? No, absolutely not. I think I can probably remember that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval! Samurai spear added to the court record. Your Honor, this case is quite simple if you ask one question. And that question is, what did the security lady at the guard station see? Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Will the witness declare her name? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered. Your name, please. Oh dearie, no need for you to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their names. Wendy Oldbag, dearie. Edgeworth, please stop her. Or Judge. Objection! Oh, thank you! Objection! I object to the witnesses talking. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand. I was just getting to the good part, dearie. Perhaps we can get to the testimony. Now the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct? Yes, I say. I was. And to get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you. You know your stuff, dearie. You may begin your testimony. Witness's account. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I had some errands to run down. Anyway, it was one when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now the murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading toward the studio. You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. Hey, gotta find something fishy about this testimony. On the day of the murder, blah blah blah. Nothing wrong with that. Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run-through there since the morning. Nothing wrong with that. I had some errands to run down. That's kind of suspicious. I'm not gonna hold you on that. Alright. Anyway, it was when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. The murder happened at 2:30 p.m., right? You sound kind of unsure, but nothing wrong with that. Interesting to me because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m. That's interesting. Hold it, explain, 2, you're sure. Sure as spit. Well, who was the man? Billy, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. Now, don't get your CVs all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was. It was Powers, that man right there, and he was heading toward the studio. So, you saw Mr. Powers. That's what I said. Got wax in your ears, sonny? Think this is your chance. Got time to pull out the secret weapon. I'll say it again, it was him. It was Powers, that man right there, and I had to make sure she was sure, so... Let me get this straight, Oldbag, or Mrs. Oldbag. You've been saying since yesterday that you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo Tokyo. Miss Oldbag, is this the Mr. Powers that you saw? Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right? No, they can't. Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai. I know that. I wasn't born yesterday. No one in this court is accusing you of that, witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in this photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you? Nosy old man. Of course I have proof. What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised. The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please make known all the information in your possession ahead of time. How was I to know everyone would be so nosy? You should be ashamed, all of you. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look. Wow, old Windbag has left even Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof then. The man in the photo. I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now look at that picture. You can see he's dragging his legs. See, clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy? So he had sprained his ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Okay. Yeah, because what she said, I don't have any evidence. So check. Let me see. That morning. But she wasn't there in the morning, though. She says that morning, but she was there at 1. That is clearly not the morning. Trip and fall? Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai, what a laugh. So Powers sprained his ankle. I helped make it better for him, of course. You helped make it better? Kiss the wearer. Let's just skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning up backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Powers' ankle. You may continue your testimony. You broke one of the props. It was a big mess. Are you referring to the samurai spear that was broken? He broke a prop? He sure did. His own samurai spear. Samurai spear. Murder weapon? Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it. It strikes me as a significant detail. I better write this down in the court record. Murder weapon, a break in the shaft has been admitted with duct tape. Apparently he sprained his ankle pretty bad. I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there is one thing that bothers me, which is... where is this Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai, yes. And it is clear that the person in the Steel Samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's right. Sure. Are you sure you're sure, Your Honor? Let's object. Hold it right there. We keep talking possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the Steel Samurai. Now, in this photo, can we see... Now, nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that possibility also. Then allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness continue her testimony, please? No need to ask twice. Witness's account continuing. Time of poor Hammer's death was... yeah. only person I saw go to the studio before then was Mr. Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be this steel samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. I don't know what to like. Okay. Time of Palmer's death was 2:30 p.m. The only person I saw go to the studio before then. The only person I saw go to the studio. Wait. Are you absolutely sure? Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all. Nobody suspicious looking. Right. No one else went there. If they had, I would have. No! Wait! If they had, I would have seen them. The grate! There was a grate that was open. What about that? Like, someone broke in, I think. Are you sure? The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness. That's right, Sonny. You let him... Edgy boy. Even Edgeworth... Old Windbag sure has... This game. Old windbags have a way of skipping over important, or for that matter, entirely forgetting. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps. Time. Hold on. Does it say when he died? Yeah, it does. It's 2:30. Doesn't really help me because they never said which ankle was playing. Time of okay. The only person I saw go to the studio before then was no one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them. I want to present this because of that one thing we saw in the employee. You know what? Just gonna have to wing it. Nope. Okay. Wait, so okay. Time. Okay, let's press that. How do you know that? Eh? Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective, and then after some rubbish about it being a secret, pal, he told me everything. I see Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officers' fondness for donuts. Only person. Let's press this. Are you absolutely sure? Nobody suspicious. No one else went there. What about before you got to the guard station? You mean before 1? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them. Are you sure? Then he's gonna object. Man, this is starting to wall. There has to be something to present here. card key. Could it have been the map? I feel like it should be the map, but no, the map won't help out. I'll go with the photo. The photo seems to be like the main vehicle. If they had, I would have seen them. No one else went. The only person I saw go to the Hold on. Look at, okay, so it was a photo. Look at this photograph one more time. This photo was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct? Yes, sirree, sonny. So whenever anyone passes by here, automatically takes a picture. And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground. Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer in the guard station records all the security cam data. Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening. That very computer printed out this photo. Note that on the back of the photo are printed the words October 15th, 2 p.m. photo number 2. Even I know that means it was taken 2 p.m. on October the 15th. Really, Sonny? Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit at the end where it says photo number 2. Photo number 2. The computer only held data for one photo on that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it really was the only photo? Order! Order! Please tell the court what you mean by this, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I want to ask the witness. This evidence shows that not one but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet there is only one. I don't know. There's only one data for one of the photos. Who could have erased I was just say data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself. You watch your mouth, whippersnapper. The only person I saw that day was Will Powers. But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by. Well, yes, that's what it would seem to me. Can the witness explain this to the court? I don't understand these new things. Edgy boy help. Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either. Some hope you are. You're a whippersnapper too. Whippersnapper? Something the matter, Miss Oldbag? Ah, that's right! I just remembered something. Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate? Someone other than the Steel Samurai? Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way. I see. Your testimony, please. The other person. Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security computer and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see? Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day. Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this. Well, of course, Sonny, I've only just remembered it. Right. Anyway, Mr. Wright, please begin the cross-examination. Well, I'd say this was a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. The other person. So we don't have anything to present, so we're just gonna have to press. I remember throwing out one photo that day. What was it? What was on it? Whoa! Who in the heck was in that photo you erased? A fanboy. A fan? still samurai fanboys, real freaks if you ask me. They get information about the rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. One was there that day. Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words. Well, you must know there's a drain that goes into the employee area. The grate has been loose for a while. It leads outside and, well, that's where they come in. They come in through the drain. I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids. Children. Whippersnappers. Kids? So, on the photo that you erased, it was a boy, probably 2nd or 3rd grade. What? Order! Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on their way to the studios that day. One was a steel samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked to be in about 2nd or 3rd grade. Let's see. Oh, yes. Well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him, can't catch him. Oh, that must suck. A boy in 2nd or 3rd grade. I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield the samurai spear. Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy. Right, as I said, I didn't pay him much mind. Well, that's like a pretty big important detail. Let's see. That's why I erased the data. Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there, that makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. This court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider this new information. And not forgetting vital information this time. Mr. Powers? Yes? Tell me straight. Were you really in your dressing room? You didn't go to the studio? I didn't go to the studio. I was sleeping, honest. So, who was the steel samurai in that security photo? How should I know? The steel samurai costume was off in the corner of the dressing room. Anyone could have walked in and taken it, really. What? You should take better care of that stuff. I couldn't imagine anyone would want to steal a steel samurai costume. So, where does this leave me? Doesn't look good. You're the only likely suspect right now. Nick! What are we going to do? First we play for more time. We'll start targeting someone else that could have conceivably have done this. Right. And I'll take them so long to shoot us down. And it'll take them so long to shoot us down that we can get another day. Right, but if we pick the wrong person, we might lose on the spot. You don't sound very optimistic. I'm not optimistic at all, actually. Hey Nick, it's time. Okay, let's go. What does that mean? Please don't sigh like that. It means you might go to jail. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Mr. Edgeworth, will you present the prosecution's thoughts on this matter? The prosecution's thoughts are simple. Nothing has changed. The other person who went to the studios was a boy of roughly 10 years of age. The photo we do have may not be hard evidence, but there's still no one else that could have committed this crime. I call for a verdict of guilty for the defendant, Mr. Will Powers. Very well. Mr. Wright, your thoughts? The defense disagrees with the prosecution's claims. There is another person who could have committed this crime. Order! Interesting. Let us hear who you have in mind. However, be aware that this court does not look kindly on accusing the innocent. If you accuse someone who is obviously innocent, you will be penalized. Right, great, as if the stakes weren't high enough. So, who was this person other than Mr. Powers that could have committed murder? The assistant girl, the grade school boy, no, the security lady. It was the security lady, Wendy Oldbag. Who? Steel Samurai is dragging his leg in this picture. That means whoever was in the suit knew about that morning's injury. Maybe because they had been watching the action scene run through. There was only one person other than Powers and Hammer who knew about the injury. The security lady, Oldbag. What? Who's Whippersnapper? Oh, it's starting to keep. Order! Order! Is this true, Oldbag? Oldbag? That's Miss Oldbag to you. Miss Oldbag was standing guard alone at the main gate. She was by herself. In other words, she has no alibi. She could have briefly left her post to steal the Steel Samurai costume. Then slipped into Studio 1, the scene of the murder. Why would she go through the trouble of wearing the Steel Samurai costume? Simple, Your Honor. She knew the camera at the gate would take her picture. If she was in his costume, she could point the finger at Mr. Powers. I see. Excellent deductive reasoning, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, right here. Sherlock Holmes too. That's odd. Isn't this the part where Edgeworth pounces? Doesn't he usually jump up with an objection and some new evidence? Well, Mr. Edgeworth, does the prosecution have an opinion on this matter? The prosecution has no meaningful objections at this time. What? What's that supposed to mean? Oh, so you all think I did it, is that it? Edgy boy, don't just sit there, do something. That's my move. Maybe now's my chance to take this the whole way. No. Let's press further. The very same reasoning that makes Mr. Powers a suspect in this case can be used to cast doubt on Miss Oldbag's actions on that day. But why would I do something so horrible to poor Hammer? You forget that Mr. Powers lacks a clear motive too. Indeed. I did it. Now Windbag is one of the suspects. No hard feelings, I hope. Wait just a minute. What about the other person who went to the studio? The boy, the one whose photo I erased. He's only a grade schooler though, as you said, 2nd or 3rd grade, was it? That doesn't matter. When I was that age, I could pin my old man in 10 seconds tops. Your thoughts, Mr. Wright? That boy is not the killer. What? How can you be so sure? Or is it to be nice to the kids and mean to your elders, Dale Whippersnapper? I have proof. Proof? Indeed? Then let's see this proof, Mr. Wright. You have proof that shows the boy could not have committed this murder? It has to be the photo. Take that! Your Honor, the murder weapon... The murder weapon was the samurai spear. That very spear is shown here in this photo. How could the boy have taken the spear? It's impossible. I see. Well, would the witness care to comment on this? Windbag. Oh, okay, I thought I picked the wrong thing for a second. This has got to be a first. Very well. This court will suspend proceedings on the current trial for today. Mr. Edgeworth, please find out more about your witness, Miss Windy. What was her name? Something Oldbag, Your Honor. Then the prosecution will look further into this Oldbag before we continue. That is all. This court is adjourned. Oh. Wait a second! I'm not going to just sit here while you run off barking up the wrong tree. I'm talking. Oh great. Stop the presses. The windbag wants to talk. Miss Oldbag, what is this all about? Have you omitted something from your testimony? Actually, if you must know, there's something I was told not to talk about. Not to talk about? By whom? You mean it wasn't Edgeworth who told her not to talk? Well, testify. My lips were sealed. Global Studios wanted me to keep quiet about something. There were some other people at the studios on the day of the murder. They said they had nothing to do with this, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been at the studios that day. But if you're going to go accusing me, I'm not letting them get away scot-free. Mrs. Oldbag, this is crucial information. Why did you keep this from the court until now? Ain't you been listening? They told me to shut my trap, and I always do what I'm told. No, this isn't a bad dream, Your Honor. Witness the power of the old bag. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. Alright, we don't have anything to object to, so we're just gonna have to press her on stuff. There were some... Ooh! Who were these people? Well, the director and the producer for starters. The director? We should have known something was fishy. How could they have done a run-through of their action scene without a director? Of course! Yes, well, I was surprised no one asked about it. I feel kind of stupid for not thinking about it either. So where are these people? Or where were these people? The director was in the employee area all morning for the run-through. He joined the producer around lunchtime and they had a meeting after that. Where? Oh, in the studio, in Studio 2. Wasn't that blocked though? Studio 2? There was a Studio 2? Yeah. Well, if you look at the guide map, here it is. Go through the gate and all the way to the left. The path where the monkey's head was fallen over. Was fallen over? It has fallen over? Well, Mr. Wright, would you like to continue the cross-examination? I've already asked all my questions, but let's continue. They said they had nothing to do with this, see? So they told me to just pretend they hadn't been... Okay, let's go back and question this, or press this. Miss Oldbag, this is a trial for murder. I know that, silly. Still, they were pretty convincing about having nothing to do with it. And they gave me a little bonus on the side, so they bribed me. So you got your bonus and you still talked. I think I've asked all the questions. Okay, I guess so. Your Honor. We learned there were others at Global Studios on the day in question. The director and the producer and some bigwigs were all present. Yet, as we stand here, they have not been questioned. I hold that it is impossible to declare a verdict on the defendant, Mr. Powers. The court acknowledges the defense's point. The prosecution will gather more information about the witness, Miss Oldbag, and more information about these other people we have just been told of. I understand, Your Honor. This ends the day's proceedings in the trial of Mr. Will Powers. That is all. This court is adjourned. October 18th, 1:04 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I was right to ask you to defend me. Aw, really, it's nothing. Or should I? We'll be going down to the studios to do some more investigating. We have to find out more about this director and producer. They'll be turning up in the next trial as witnesses for certain. So now's my chance to get material for the cross-examination. So Nick, have we figured out just who it was in that Steel Samurai costume? Could it really have been Oldbag? What do you think, Mr. Powers? I don't think it was her, really. Neither do I, Nick. Yeah, I know. Look, I was just buying time back there. Someone had to be the bad guy for a bit to take the pressure off Mr. Powers. Or old Windbag. I feel kind of sorry for her. Well, she wasn't winning any points in there with or without my IQs. I'm trying to read too fast. Okay, let's get down to the studios. Right, we'll be back to visit you soon. Thanks, guys. To be continued. All right. We did pretty good. Yes, I would like to save my progress. Save over this one. Thank you very much. And when we come back, we are going to be continuing. And we're going to find out who exactly was in that costume and why the producer and the director weren't questioned. So, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. And when we come back, we're going to do exactly what I just said. I'll see you guys in the next video.